Good morning. Here it is. It's Monday. This is May the 29th. Today, of course, is Memorial Day. Memorial Day, the holiday, of course, the weekend we commemorate. We excuse me. We commemorate. Those that have fought for our country and have. And mostly we try to remember the ones that have given their lives in order for us to have the freedoms that we enjoy, and I certainly pray and hope that you will do that today if you haven't already. And a lot of times it's a time to go out and remember our loved ones. That have passed before us. I know a lot of people use this weekend to go and to place flowers and things at the graves of loved ones and everything. But anyway, I hope that you've had a good weekend. I hope that you have a wonderful Memorial Day. It's possible we might get a little bit more rain, but anyway. What a blessing God has given us with the rain. And this morning, though, I want to share with you a devotional entitled "We're All Vulnerable." In Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13, it says this: "You must warn each other every day while it is still today, so that none of you will be deceived by sin and hardened against God." And then in chapter 6 of Matthew's gospel, we find what we often call the Lord's Prayer. We can use it as a basis to explore the principles of prayer that God has given us in the pages of His Scriptures. Here Jesus taught us to pray, in Matthew 6:13, He said, "And don't let us yield to temptation, but rescue us from the evil one." Now, does this imply that, God could lead us onto a path where, we could face temptation, or worse yet, does it mean that God, could tempt us? Certainly not. That's not the case. James chapter 1, verse 13 warns us. It says, "Do not say, 'God is tempting me.' God is never tempted to do wrong, and He never tempts anyone else." And then James continues in verse 14 and says, "Temptation comes from our own desires, which entice us and drag us away." And so thus, Jesus, He taught us to ask, God to guide us, to that, so that we won't depart, from, His will and place ourselves in the way of temptation. We essentially pray this. We pray, "Lord, don't let me be tempted above my capacity to resist. Give me common sense. Help me see the traps and the areas in which I can be vulnerable. Then help me to avoid them." You see, the problem with temptation is that we often, we rationalize it. Maybe you've seen the bumper sticker that says, "Lead me not into temptation. I can find it myself." You see, the Bible warns us about the elusive, glamour and trickery of sin. None of us are above temptation's pull. We might think that, after we study the Bible for maybe a specific, amount of time, or we walk with God for, a certain number of years, that we will always be able to identify temptation. But you see, that isn't true. The enemy is cunning. All you have to do is go back to the book of Genesis and look, that first encounter that Adam and Eve had with the serpent, which was Satan. He was very cunning and still is. Satan doesn't come to us, ugly. He comes to us trying to entice us with things that look alluring And so, listen, we must be careful, not to underestimate the pull of temptation in our lives. And I think a lot of times in the way we do that is we stay in communion with God every day, and we pray every day and ask for God to give us that strength. Just like what I, kind of a model, of how we should pray, and pray for God to give us the common sense, to be able to recognize and to put away that those temptations, and be able to have victory over those temptations. And so anyway, I hope that encourages you here on this Monday morning, on this Memorial Day. Hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, Angie and I, we love you guys, and we're praying for you. And Lord willing, I'll see you tomorrow morning. God bless you.